Okay, how we doing out there today? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain. I'm gonna have you over there staring at the fish using my Optima GT5600 ultra short throw projector against this is my cardboard and contact shelf paper projection screen that I put in my kitchen, because instead of me having my phone out and me watching demonstrations on that, watching movies or whatever I'm watching on it to occupy my time, I am usually I built this thing so I can have some fun in the kitchen. All right, so we're going to do several things today. I'm just get up in the morning, getting my orders all printed out, getting ready to get my customers taken care of for Thursday. We get the containers today. All orders will be processed today. If you want your orders shipped out on the next ship out day, which will be Thursday, I suggest placing your orders today because these are going out on Thursday. And I don't know how long. We don't process orders that same day on Thursday because I don't know how super fast the shipper driver is going to come out. Sometimes she comes out a little earlier, so it's not time for us to process any orders. It's the time to get them in. All right, yesterday, ouch, this darn stand. Yesterday, we did a demonstration on the 1000 lumens 720p projector. I went upstairs and got out my Panasonic full 1080p projector. This is 1500 lumens right there at 16,000 to 1 contrast. So in this demonstration, I'm going to show you that it doesn't make a difference if you have a projector of 16,000 to 1 contrast. You can't pull it up if you have a screen that can't pull that contrast level. So we'll do it in a few minutes. This paint on demonstration, if you want to see this, is going to be done on Facebook Live. That's for those over there, because I got another group of audience over there that I, from time to time, I go over there and I send out some demonstrations. I haven't done a paint on demonstration over there in a while. So you'll get a chance to see the reaction from my other group over there. And also too, the Facebook page, we posted pictures and customers, videos and stuff like that are all over there. You want to go over there and check that out? Okay, let me see what we got here. So this one's done. It's done right there. Let's see what we have here. This is 1 quart of the black silver. Who has 1 quart of the black silver? The shipping labels. 1 quart of the black silver. Ooh. Okay, 1 quart of the black silver. These guys right here. All right. I'm just getting the rest of. Now, keep in mind, if some of you have some kind of special event lined up, maybe you may be using our product with, you got to give it 3 days in advance, okay? You have to give it 3 days in advance. Just can't pop up and say, hey, I need this by so and so and so. Got to give it 3 days in advance, okay? We have a process on how we do things over here. I have a certain time when somebody comes up and picks up our items. You know, we do things on a certain process over here. So if you have a certain date where you have to have something shipped out, plan it 3 days in advance, please. Thank you. That's this one right here. That's done. Okay, good. Okay. Another one. Now, also, too, I got a little interesting. I tell these little, not stories, but just stuff that happens from me from time to time, especially in business, when stuff happens from time to time. So there may be a good chance that we may be canceling all, and I mean literally all shipping overseas for good. And I'll tell you why. Because from time to time, not saying everybody, but from time to time, you ever heard the term that one bad apple spoils the bunch? Well, apparently we are running into that problem right there. So, as I said before, we can't ship overseas due to COVID-19. 1 quart of black silver. I need an ink pen here. Let's write this down. Where's the ink pen? Ink pen. Can't find one. Probably walking around the house with it. That's probably I lost it. Pockets. Not in my pockets. All right. Okay, there it is right there. On top of scissors. Okay. Hold on for a minute. 1 quart of black silver. 12. All right. So, basically, if there is a problem here in the U.S., it is very easy for me to address it. If it's legal or whatever it may be, it's very easy to address it because it's right in the United States. Something overseas is kind of hard to actually get to fight against. So if somebody does this ugly overseas, it is really hard to pretty much fight that. Not through PayPal. PayPal, that's an easy. That I can get around. But basically, if someone's trying to tamper with our product or trying to alter or change it, whatever, That's kind of hard to get to somebody that's overseas. They tell you that from the beginning. If you do any research on patent and copyrights and all that stuff, patent pennies and all that stuff, they'll tell you from the door, it's kind of hard to kind of prosecute anybody that's overseas. It's really hard to do. And different laws and everything down there. It's really hard to do. Got to count as a loss. So, apparently, this particular person was extremely bold. I mean, very, very bold. And they ordered a large quantity of our product. And in the messaging, they were messaging me back and forth through, make sure I got this right. This is 1 quart, right? 1 quart? Yeah, this right here. You got 1 quart of black silver, 1 quart of black silver. I want to make sure I don't mess these up. Black silver. Anyway, they're messaging me back and asking me all these weird questions like, okay, if I add a couple of shades of gray into it, or if I add layers of gray into it. So what they were trying to do, they were trying to take our technology and they were trying to alter it where they could enhance the white levels but still keep the black levels. And that wasn't going to go well, because if you put anything in there that's not supposed to be in there, it's going to react differently, and the results are not going to be pretty. 1 quart of black silver. 1 quart of black silver. Black silver, black silver 12. 1 quart of black silver 12. So the particular individual sent us a bunch of pictures of him basically trying to alter our formula, and basically was asking me a random amount of questions like, if I put this into it, if I put that into it, will that alter, will it change? You gotta be freaking kidding me. You're contacting me on freaking Messenger, asking me questions about how to alter my formula. So eventually he did try several times, and he didn't come out successful at all. So then he gets upset and he decides that he's going to go to PayPal and try to hit us with a not as described, not understanding that you sent us a load of freaking messages of explaining how you wanted to alter our formula and change it. So you're not winning that case. That is not going to happen. But like I said, it's more of a headache to deal with those cases overseas than it is within the United States. So there could be a good chance we may be basically canceling all overseas orders at all to begin with. It's not because of that. I've been in this business for quite some time, and I've seen just about everything. And I say the worst cases I've had were overseas. Literally, were overseas. They put it that way, but it's true. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, once you work with PayPal for quite a long time, you learn a lot of things, especially about their policies and stuff. And yeah, you are protected. But keep in mind, if you're doing with somebody overseas, one of the problems you're going to run into is the fact that, say, like, okay, you ship something out, okay, you ship the item. Everybody's been on eBay, whoever's on eBay, you know the issues that go on eBay and so forth. It's pretty much anywhere, even if you have your own website. If you ship something out, say I ship out a projector, right? And say, and it's actually, something like this actually did happen to me. I almost lost $1,000. It actually almost happened to me. But I was lucky because the guy signed for it, and that's how I was able to get my money back. But anyway, you send out a projector, right? And say the minute you send out the projector, the item, the person overseas turns around and he basically files a have not received. Even though you shipped it out, even though you have a tracking number of you sending this item, you have proof that you sent it, that basically a fine will go through automatically, that complaint. And the only way it can be released unless the tracking number shows that it has been delivered. Once it shows it's been delivered, we all know that PayPal releases the funds, money goes back into your account, and that's the end of it. But if it's traveling overseas, you could run into some serious complications by something like maybe, you know, it could be sitting down in the middle of customs. It could be delayed. Anything could happen on that travel back and forth, anything. And the longer it's delayed, the longer that your money is going to be on hold. And keep in mind, there's a certain timeline, which means that, say if your package is caught up in limbo somewhere and you expire that 180, it's 180, I think, on days you got the complaint, right? Say you pretty much get caught up in that loophole right there, and you pass the 180, well, you forfeit altogether, which means you lose your money and you lose your package. So yeah, so that's why I said over in the United States, very easy, because if I know a package is automatically going to reach destination from 2 to 3 days, I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to if I have a problem in somebody's state or where they're at, it's easy to get access to tracking down and basically resolving the issue. Then basically happen to get on the plane and fly halfway across the world to settle some crazy agreement or something like that. Like I said, that's why I don't do overseas contracts anymore. I learned. I've had a few overseas contracts. I don't do them anymore. I'm not saying everybody overseas is bad. I have some fantastic customers overseas. It's just that, man, it just becomes too much. You lose too much money, and you start thinking like, no, I don't want to go down this. I don't want to go down this route. Now, out of this ordeal, because this fella pulled this little sneaky nonsense on us, we're gonna lose $910 out of this. All right. But at least I keep $750. I keep to myself. The $910 is my fault, and I'll tell you why it's my fault. Because anytime you get an order over $800, it's supposed to have a signature confirm attached to it. That's PayPal's policy from the door. If you don't have a signature confirm attached to anything hitting over $800, then you're not protected by certain policies. So you want to make sure that you have that signed out. I'm not worried about the $900. I'll make that up in a day. I'm not worried about that. But my thing is the fact that I'm just tired of people like that, basically doing dirty and sneaky stuff like that. That's what I'm tired of. And that's the reason why I'm not bothering overseas no more. I'm tired of it. And I pay for shipping. I pay for all shipping overseas. And I just could never understand why I had to deal with these. You got to do it individuals anyway, but it's just too much of a hassle for fighting something. You know, keep in mind, like if I basically if I ship out a package here in the U.S. and somebody files a claim against me saying that they have not received it, I ain't worried about that. Because I know, in fact, in 2 to 3 days, that package is going to hit destination. That's what doesn't bother me. If someone basically right now turns around and files a claim against me and say, hey, I have not received my item, that doesn't bother me. I got a tracking number attached to your package. Your package will be there in 2 to 3 days. That money will be back in my account in no time at all. And if you hit a chargeback on me, that doesn't work either. Because keep in mind, as long as that thing says it was delivered and you received it, and that guy signs off on the end when he leaves, you don't have to sign it. They'll sign off and say the package was left there. That money stays in my account. You can file your 90-day complaint against me. It'll take 90 days for that complaint to go through. If you do a chargeback, the money still stays in my account regardless. It goes nowhere because I showed that I delivered it. And on top of that, if PayPal decides to basically go against your bank and charge you with fraud, then basically it shows proof that you filed a claim at your bank saying you never received an item when that item which shows a tracking number, it was delivered at your house. That's considered to be fraud. So you might not want to do that. You could be opening up, so you can be opening up a bigger Pandora box than you could possibly think of. I can turn and file a claim against you for fraud. You don't want to do that. So I'm better protected here in the United States. Overseas, different story. Now, the incident with the projector, I shipped the projector to a place called Madagascar. Yes, it does exist. Look it up. It actually does exist. There's a little island called Madagascar. And on this little island of Madagascar, they don't have a post office service. They have 2 hubs, which means they drop packages off into a particular hub and people come pick them up. That's what happens. So when we tried to send this package, which was a $1,000 setup, it was a Sony VPL FA30 and a 150-inch screen with a gallon of screen paint. The address wouldn't come up. FedEx couldn't find it. So they said, okay, go back, contact this fellow. We got 2 hubs down here that we can have it delivered to. His address is not popping up. So I go back and I contact the guy. Don't go back and ship it. No, go back and contact the person who's buying it and get them to email you telling you that they want it shipped to this address. Because not, it's either your word against theirs. So we sent back an email to get confirmation to make sure it's okay to send it to the hub, which they did. I got signature confirm on this one. I don't know why they do signature confirm on the other one, but I got signature confirm on this one. It's a projector. So anyway, I get a chargeback on my account, and I get $1,000 comes out of my account, and I'm like, what the frick was this for? And he said, well, the fellow claims he never received the item. Even though we have a tracking number saying that the item was shipped and it was there, PayPal was saying, well, the addresses don't match up because this is his address, and over here we have a different address, which is such and such and so. And we try to explain to PayPal, look, the reason why the addresses don't match up because they had 2 hubs down there and they only delivered to those hubs. Well, you're going to have to show us something that says that he approved this, which that's why you go back and get the confirmation number. You get confirmation from this guy saying, hey, is it okay for me to send it here? Which we did. We forwarded that email over to PayPal, and PayPal basically said, okay, we got this information right here. And sometimes they even override the signature. Even if the person signs for it, look, I have a signature showing that he got it out and took it, and he had it with him, but the addresses don't match up. So that's why you have to get that email confirmed. That's why if your address doesn't match up or your information match, I will email you saying, hey, look, is it okay for me to ship this such and such and so? There you go. You got to know how to, like I said, I know all the little tricks to PayPal. Trust me, I've been on there long enough. I know their policies like the back of my hand. So I know, trust me, it's more than just business and just shipping out paint. You got another business end of it. You know, so a whole lot of things you should definitely know. If you're selling on, well, if you're selling on eBay, you're at the mercy of eBay. That's just all to it. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to basically override eBay with PayPal. That's not going to work. The only way you can basically just deal with PayPal only, you just have to get your own website. But the minute you sign on the eBay, you're dealing at the mercy of eBay. And we all, if anyone's ever sold on eBay, you know the nightmares behind that. Don't get me wrong. I like buying on eBay. I do, but I will never sell on eBay as long as I freaking live. Never. How come you don't sell your screen print on eBay? I would never do it. Never, ever do it. Never. I had some nightmare stories about eBay. I used to be a top seller for some vintage toys on eBay. Man, never again. Nope. Not going down that freaking nightmare road again. Don't get me wrong. I mean, your stuff sells on there, but you don't make any money. eBay's, you got fees on you for every little thing. They charge you fees for shipping. They charge you fees for this, fees for reposting. It's crazy. I understand you give people a lot of exposure. But what's the point of having exposure if you can't keep the money to yourself? If it's basically going into massive feeds all the time, you know? But, yeah, that's the reason why, you know, I like I said, I lost thousands of dollars. I had a projection screen that I shipped out overseas and paid for the money and everything to have it shipped out there. And this guy Joker went in and filed this dumb complaint against me. I ended up losing the projector and the screen, like $3 grand. So, you know, it's easier for me to deal with something with here in the United States, because if I have a problem here in the United States and it's a large sum enough money, or basically it is, I can take it to small claims court, then I can just basically just contact an attorney and say, hey, look, I need to bring this person into court, and that's it. You serve your papers, and I'll see you in court. We'll settle from there. If PayPal can't handle it, we'll take care of it from that end. But overseas, no. You got to jump on the plane, get passports. Oh, no, no, no. Too much work. 1 quart of black, 1 quart of black, 1 quart of black. Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much, man. And for people to sit there and say, well, that's not fair. Look, man, I've been shipping overseas for free for 10 years. At $60 and $70 a box for many, many years. It just got to this point where it's too overwhelming now. 1 quart of black. Now, keep in mind, I have other contracts under my company. If they decide that they want to sell overseas, then you can go through them. But you can't go through the main company. 1 quart of black. 12. It's just that, you know, I try not to put everybody in the same, but it's just harder. It's much harder. You understand? It's harder to fight a claim when it's overseas. It's really freaking hard. So, you know, I got messages from this guy sending me messages back and forth asking me if I add this to it. What if I add that to it? And he's showing me pictures of him, of me taking my product and trying to break it down, trying to figure out how to alter it to get the white levels to pop higher. He destroyed the product. It wasn't designed for that. You put a chemical in there that was not supposed to be in there. Everything that's put in that chemical is designed to marry together to work as a perfect, musical instrument. You add something in there that's not supposed to be in there, you can throw everything off course, and that's what he did. He couldn't figure out why the contrast levels were dropping dramatically. Yeah, because you messed up the balance. That's what happened. He got ticked off over that, and he got mad because he couldn't basically alter the formula. I stopped speaking to him because I'm not going to talk to you about trying to change my product. And in the end, he got mad. He wants to try to file and get his money back. Well, this is what can happen. I do have your shipping information. I do have your address. I can just contact an attorney and just expedite you over here to Philadelphia. You're trying to tamper with my product. And I have proof because you sent me all that information of you doing so. However way you want to do it. On top of that, all that information was already forwarded. People that people take care of my legal matters, they already forwarded all that information over to PayPal's legal department, showing that he was tampering with our product. And that's pretty bold. Because most people figure that no one's going to pretty much put in the time to complain about it. You're just going to let it go. All right, this is, make sure we don't get these mixed up, because I don't want somebody saying, wait a minute, I didn't order this. All right, this is 1 quart of black. 1 quart of black. There's 1 quart of black right there. That's good. Okay. Good thing about it, I don't have to order any supplies. I went down and checked inventory. I got everything here to make all these orders. Woohoo! And some more. All right, so we got 1 quart of So I write on the labels, I write on the labels, what they ordered. So that way when I'm making the product, I know exactly what labels to put them in because they're marked on the back. For 2 quarts of black 12. 2 quarts of black 12. So yeah. Man, eBay was nice, man. I like eBay. eBay gives you adrenaline rush, and it does. It gives you adrenaline rush of watching yourself sell. It gives you adrenaline rush of hearing that notification pop up like, ding, ding, and you notice you made a sale, but you know, at the end you realize that you're not making enough money off them unless you're selling some large items. And then on top of that, they got this freaking evaluation. I don't know if it changed because last time I sold it on eBay was a long time ago, but I don't know if the valuation system changed because I think what ticked me off with freaking eBay was the fact that that at one point I was up to around 10,000 items, or I can sell one item that was worth $10,000, and I was doing good, man. I was making good money. I mean, they were taking a lot out of me, but still I was making enough money. You know what I mean? And I was using that money out of eBay to support the company I had now. So I was using one company to make money to feed another company. And that's what I was using eBay for, by selling vintage toys. So so what happened was, because no, I didn't get a loan from a bank or anything to start my company. I did everything out of pocket, out of my own pocket. I didn't get any loans, none of that stuff. Did out of my own pocket. But I used eBay to basically fund my other company to build it. So what happened was, I got like maybe a couple complaints. You know, somebody did if they bought the item. You see my toys and stuff, they're all mint condition in the box. So you're getting toys from the 80s and 70s and 60s that are mint condition in the box, not out of the box, in the box. So you see my collections I have upstairs. People are going to try to scam me, try to say, oh, well, it was as is, and they would send me back my stuff, and my stuff wasn't even in there. People have been through that before. They get stuff back, it doesn't come back correctly. But with eBay, the way it is like, it's kind of like once that customer sends it back, they close the case out, and for you to appeal it is a freaking nightmare. That's not the case with PayPal. You ship me back something that's not mine, I can go and file an appeal and get my money back. And so you got to have a different account. People have a personal account. I have a business account through eBay. Through PayPal. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, a few of my items came back. I didn't get them back. And nothing I can do about it. They closed the case. I can go and appeal it, but you know, at the point the way they make it is pretty much just no point in just going down that road. Just count your losses and just go about your business. So anyway, I had these 3 complaints on my account. I didn't think anything of it. And then somewhere around about 2 months in, I got this freaking a letter, or not a letter, but this email telling me that they were going to basically, my account was under investigation. And then they said something about, because I had 3 complaints. So you mean to tell me I got 3 complaints in a couple of months and you decided to drop me down from 10,000 to 500. So they removed all the listings that I had on my site off automatically without asking me nothing, because they have control over everything they do over there. And decided to leave whatever they thought would be suitable for me to have that would equal to 500. So that was it. I was done. I'm done with it. I made enough money anyway. My company was actually starting to generate cash flow. It's already served its purpose. I just got off the, I continued to sell on eBay because I like that adrenaline rush of selling, you know what I mean? Going out and doing the research and taking pictures and putting the items up and talking to customers. That adrenaline rush was there and I kind of liked that. So I was going to see if I could run both of them. But after they did that, that soured my experience. I never went back. And I had all kinds of cool stuff. I found a merchant, this Asian guy, cool dude. He had all the vintage games, all sealed, factory sealed, from PlayStation to GameCube, all of them. I should have went down and bought all his stuff, but I didn't do it. And he's gone now. He probably went back home. But I should have bought his whole inventory out. I was dumb. He had everything. He had all kinds of stuff, man. You wouldn't believe the stuff he had in there. What a lot of people don't realize is, you want to find vintage toys. You know where you find vintage toys at? Mint condition. You have all the vintage toys I have upstairs in my attic. You go to the mom and pops. You go to the Asian mom and pops. Y'all don't know about that. See, the Asian mom and pops are the best stores, and I'll tell you why. They don't ever throw away their inventory. Never. That's how I got G.I. Joes up there. What do you think I got a G.I. Joe mint condition in a box from 1989? I mean, old stuff up there. My Little Ponies. I got all kinds of stuff up there. How I got it was the fact that those mom and pop stores, those little stores on the corner, they keep all their inventory. All of it. You know what I mean? They don't take back. If something goes wrong, they never usually don't take it back. And sometimes that's a good thing because I got a couple of items upstairs that were defective that were supposed to be taken off the market, and I had them. And they're worth a lot of money. So I have a chemistry set that was made back in the 1950s for kids, and it has real freaking mercury in it. Real mercury. They pulled it off the shelf years ago. I have one of those chemistry sets. Worth a lot of money, but they never throw away their inventory. And that's how I was able to find a 1960 ray gun from the 60s, a 1960 ray gun, the ones that shoot the sparks. Yeah, he had a whole box of them in there. I bought all of them. So most of them on eBay for like 50, 60 bucks. And I was paying what, $2 a pop for each one? Yeah, those are the stores you go to. Them little mom and pop stores, the ones that everybody overlooks when they walk past them. Those stores are right there, man. They've been embedded in time. They got stuff in there, man, you wouldn't even believe. They're freaking gold mines. I was in there shopping every freaking day. That man was making good money off me every day. I don't know if he's even still there, to tell you the truth. If I find out that he's still there, I'm going out there with a U-Haul truck and taking 10 grand out of my banking account, and I'm buying out everything in that store. But now since the COVID, I don't even know, to tell you the truth. Don't even know if he's still there. He had the old quad skates from back in the day, from the 1970s, the original, not the ones they got now. The Easy Bake Oven, the original one. Yeah, I had all those in there. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I'll be back. Crazy. Yeah. Back. One thing you should know about me is that if I'm talking about something, I'll back it up 100%. Look at that. That's a Masters of the Universe. You know how old that is? I found these in these shops. This is some stuff I still have left over from shopping at these places. That's a Masters of the Universe book tape. Tom and Jerry shave kit. See how old these are? They don't even have these anymore anywhere. Well, probably have a few places that probably still got them. That's a shave kit. It's made by Tonka Toys. And that was made in around, let's see, in 1982. I think 1982. 92. You remember these yo-yos from back in the day? They don't even make these anymore. They make the knockoff versions of them. Look how old the instructions are on the back of them. I got 60 of these in a box in storage. 60 of them. I even had the ones that came out in the 1970s with the hologram butterflies on them. Those are rare to get. This is what I was talking about. 1960 ray gun. Original metal handle. Makes the The Sparks from back in the day. Got them for $1.50 each. He still sold them for the same price, $1.50 each. I own 40 of these. Care Bears. I got the Care Bear cousins, Care Bear kids, you name them. I have boxes of them in my warehouse of these. Look how old and tinted the wrapper looks on that. Sesame Street toys. I have those too. I bought these right. These are the streamers right here for Sesame Street. They go onto the bike. These are vintage. Very, very vintage. I have Big Bird. They have the Big Bird record player that plays the 45s. I have what's it called? I have a couple of the animated dolls that are for the Muppet Babies. They don't even make those anymore. Yeah, those are the mom and pop stores. Yeah. Something like this, $70, $80 just for this. I'm telling you, gold mines in there. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. Y'all walk past some stores, y'all think they got nothing in there. They got a whole lot of stuff in there you wouldn't believe. That's why people can figure out where I was getting all this inventory from. How was this guy get Transformers, G.I. Joes, Thundercats, Smurfs, all those toys? They never get rid of their inventory. Sneakerheads know that. If you're a sneakerhead, you know that. Sneakerheads will go to these old vintage stores knowing they got old inventory in there of old sneakers. Yep, sneakerheads know that one. Same thing applies to toys. My mother used to be a collector. She was an antique collector. Well, my mother, she don't collect anymore, but she's an antique collector, and she taught me a lot of stuff. She said people can walk by and go into a thrift store, and they would never know what they were looking at, something that was worth a lot of money. Keep in mind that most people, sometimes they go to thrift store, these are older people. Some people are going there to give up stuff that, you know what I mean, they feel they don't need anymore, something maybe cluttered in their attic, that may be worth a lot of money. And they don't want it, they don't need it, it's sentimental. Sometimes they just give it away. You know, you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. You've heard stories about people going to garage sales and finding something freaking crazy that was worth a lot of money. There was a story about this fellow who, Nintendo has a cartridge that's supposed to have these, I think, 4 or 5 locks on it, whatever it is. Every time you, they're hidden games that are in there from the original programmers, right? They're hidden games in there. And every time you beat the game on a certain level, it unlocks one of those locks. That thing's worth, what, $50,000 starting price? And someone found one at a flea market on a crate. He bought a crate of Nintendo cartridges, the old ones, the old NESs, the ones you blow into. He bought a crate of them. And as he's looking through this crate, that cartridge was in there. And that cartridge starting off is at 50 grand. The starting price of those cartridges are 50K. And he got the whole entire basket for like about 25 bucks. But if he didn't know what he was looking at, he would have missed it. Like everybody else had probably looked in there and missed it too. But I know for a fact, if you find a freaking My Little Pony, I found a My Little Pony mint condition in a box, in a crate. He had a big crate in there. I was digging through the crate, a My Little Pony. And somebody on eBay bought that pony for me for $340. You know how much I paid for that pony? $7. $7. The guy was still selling me everything at the original price. $7. That's what I paid for it. But I'm pretty sure the person was the guy who bought it. So we all know where we're going with that one, right? Okay. Not that pony. He probably was a brony or a pony or whatever. I don't know. I couldn't care less. As long as he buys, it's always important. 1 quart of black. 1 quart of black. Yep. You just have to know what you're looking at. But I wonder if he's still there. I don't know. He probably left already. He probably left, you know. The riots and everything we had down here, he probably left and went back to Korea. Pretty cool dude, though. Next collection, though. That's 1 quart of black, 1 quart of black, 1 quart of black, 1 quart of black. Yeah. Got me kind of thinking, like, if I had a chance to travel, I would go to Japan, and I would go down there just to buy video games, and I would just find all those little old mom and pop stores in Japan. Make a killing. Right down there. Buy their inventory. Clean out. Go buy their entire inventory out and have it all shipped back to the States. Those are the stores that have the hidden treasures. Not the big stores. Those little tiny mom and pops on the corner that nobody pays attention to. Those are the ones that got the hidden gems. That's how I was able to find all that stuff. I mean, come on. It's still in the package. The package is so old, it's yellow. He had 14 of these. You think I bought all of them? I even have a Power Ranger toy. Power Ranger toy? I got one of their collectibles, which was a Power Ranger lamp. I've never seen one of those, but I bought one of those. He had one of those in there. He wanted 80 bucks for it, and I still paid for it because I knew it was worth it. But that is a book tape. Never opened, still sealed, still in the package. He had a bunch of them. And this is where you find them at. And I paid about $4 for this. About $4, I think it was about $4 what I paid for this. About $4. Yep. Made by Hasbro. Right there. Those are the stores you want to go to and shop. That's where you want to shop at. There you go. If you haven't seen this the first time. Got older rapper. Look how. You find this stuff. I know some of you remember these Dunkin' Yo-Yos. These are from back in the day. I used to have one when I was a kid. I had one that had the hologram butterfly one. I got 15 of those. He was selling these for about $1 a piece. $1 a piece. Oh yeah, I bought them all. All of them. I bought them all. I got them all in different colors. I got the hologram. I got the ones that glow in the dark. I got them all. Oh, yeah, I bought them all. That's not the half of it. So that's the stuff I was selling on eBay. Mint condition. In a box. Never touched. Frozen in time. You'll be the first person to open that item. And that's how I advertised it. I had a lot of people that were coming in, they were buying things that they didn't get from their childhoods. You know what I mean? There's certain things that people wanted all their lives and they can't get it anymore. And I gave them the chance to be able to have that, to go in and get something that they never had from their childhood. Now, you know, I had to buy what he had in inventory. He had a lot of stuff in inventory, but one person wanted the old quads from back in the day. We had a few Sony boom boxes that people wanted. There was a lot of cool stuff. Easy bake ovens. What's the other dog? Oh, Care Bear. I had one Care Bear and I got a hold of a Teddy Ruxpable. Should have never sold that one. That was a big mistake. I should have stayed in my collection. That was a big mistake. That and a Big Bird record player that played 45s. I should have kept that one too. Yeah. And then what's the point? You can't take it with you anyway. We got 1 quart of black. If you wonder what I'm doing over here, I'm doing the labels right now for the customers. I can't basically show you that because it's private information here. 2 quarts of black 12. 2 quarts of black 12. All right, so all these will be done today. I'm just waiting for the rest of my containers to get here from Uline. And they should be here today. So downstairs, get all these wrapped up and done. Now, I'm doing some measurements. I told you I'm going to be swapping out my projectors in my theater room because I got the Christie's going. I don't have it there anymore. All right. So I'm deciding to go with a 235.1 setup. So the only place I could find a 235.1 screen I wasn't going to charge me an arm and a leg was Silver Ticket. The Silver Ticket wants around $499 for 138. I wanted 158. It's not going to fit. I mean, if it does fit, it's just not going to fit. Between that, if the projector had lens shift on it, it would make it a lot easier because I can put this projector one way and I can just shift the screen into place. But that projector doesn't have lens shift, so I have to go with the 138. So 138 is not that bad. It's 132. I think it's 132 in length, and in height it's around 61. Gold. So it's a good size. My screen here was 135, 138. I'll take that. And then I got to go pick up the projector. So altogether, probably about $1,000 a day to get the whole setup put in. Because I measured outside, I can get this screen outside on the deck. So that's where that's going, on the deck. And then the 126 inch out there is going to replace the 100 inch I have over there. All right, so that right there is my Panasonic projector, which we're using right now. Always get the information mixed up, so this time I decided to print it out. All right, so let me see. This projector has a 16,000 to 1 contrast, and it's 1500 lumens. I always get those two kind of mixed up. This is a full 1080p projector right there. So some people had these projectors, like I said, lumen count's pretty low on them. Now keep in mind, we do have a screen paint design for that, which is that black silver. But the reason why I'm doing this on the black screen is because, you know, usually when it comes to our black technology, I'm always accused of using projectors that are way too powerful. Consider the fact that I own a bunch of projectors that are low end. But that's a full 1080p projector. Where is, let me see a bit on here. Let's switch over real quick. So Sony's back upstairs. So I'm going to swap out projectors until the rest of my stuff gets here. So right now, see the measuring tape? Let me move this giant guy out of the way. Ugh. If I go with the 158, this is how long my screen's going to be. It's going to be way over there to all the way over here. Yeah, if I had lens shift, that'd be perfect. Because then I can put the projector in, I can just shift the screen this way, but I can't. So it's going to have to literally be in the center, which is not going to work because I have my chairs here. So I got to go with the 138. That's what I'm going to use. All right, so let's get this up and cracking. Let's see, let's go to, we're in basement, right? And we are in basement. Yeah, we're in basement. So there we are. This projector doesn't have sound. You have to hook it up to a separate audio source to get all that. So, really tired. So that right there is on my screen at 1500 lumens. And that's full 1080p right there. I'll put the specifications to the projector below. And that's in a fully lit environment. I'm just showing you don't have to have 3000 or 4000 lumens to be able to power up one of our screens. Like I said, that's what part I don't get when people say, oh yeah, but your projector's 4000 lumens. But yeah, we've done these demonstrations like outside. You know what I mean? We've done these demonstrations outside on our technology. If you think it's pulling up an image outside at around 1000 lumens, at 13, 14 feet back, what makes you think it's not going to pull an image up inside the house with the same low projector? It's not. I keep telling people, it's a screen. It's the reason why your projector's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. How to make what? I don't get what you mean by how to make the paint. Oh, please don't make me laugh today, please. I'm tired. You're talking about how to make the paint? Are you asking me a question, a live stream on how to make our paint? Oh, please say yes. I was just talking about this a few minutes ago. But anyway. There's the angle gain right there. I told you it's going to pull it the same way. Whether I'm using 1000 lumens, whether I'm using 1500, it doesn't make a difference. It's all going to react the same way on the technology. Because they're used to being, the ambient light rejection tests on our screens are used to being used outside. Lights out. That's easy. Lights on. Buddy, you couldn't figure out my secret if your life depended on it. But on that being note, goodbye, Jason. I think that's what makes the Crow Boys so interested in my technology. You couldn't figure it out if you wanted to. It isn't what you think it is. It isn't how y'all make y'all hobby paint. There's basically hard work behind this. That's why I can do demonstrations y'all can't match. And again, oh yeah, today we're gonna go check that demonstration too, because I asked that fellow who had that screen to post that comment, that his link. We'll be checking on that today. But like, that's what it is. You know how you make this product? It's called hard work and dedication. That's what it's called. That's how you make it. Oh, and I forgot the most important one, which I should have put first, but sorry, Lord. Got to put your faith in God. That's what you got to do. Nobody profits from cutting corners. They don't. You got to do the demonstrations correctly. That's why I can do demonstrations like this live. It takes time and it takes hard work and dedication. And when you take hard work and dedication, your product, these are the results you get. That's why y'all cowboys can't figure out how it's done. Because everybody you're watching cut corners. I don't cut corners. You can't alter or change the chemical. It doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. You put anything in there that's not supposed to be in there, the reaction is not pretty. And that's what happened to the fellow overseas that tried to change our chemical. And I was laughing about it because I knew it was going to happen. Tried to alter it and he messed it up big time. Destroyed the screen. Can't alter it, change it. It's a perfect balance. You want to add something in there, it's not going to work out right. So keep in mind, you know, when we ask you to send those pictures of your screen with the projector turned off, the reason why we tell you that, because we can tell if the paint was altered. It gives off a certain kind of coating. We can tell when your projector hits it. You won't see it, but we see it because we developed it. That's why do you think I sit there when I ask you the questions? I asked you to take a picture of the screen when it's hitting off the projector, because we had one instant where somebody's image was coming up really dim on the screen. So I said, hey, do me a favor, take your projector, hit half of it with the wall and half of it with the screen. When it hit the wall, the colors were dimmed and washed out, which means his lamp was about to go. When people send videos and we see the screens flickering, lamps are about to blow out. When I ask you to see your settings in your projector, because I know when people take pictures, sometimes what they'll do is they take the contrast settings and they'll push them all the way down. They bring the settings all the way down to make the screen appear that it's dark. That's why we ask for your settings in your projector. And all the little tricks. We ask for the model of your projector. What model is your projector? And if you tell me that you have a projector that is a 7,000 or 6,000 lumens and using our technology, I'll go grab a projector that's much lower than yours and do the same demonstration that you just did. I can back up my technology, I'm telling you. But if you're doing all these demonstrations on the same projector over and over and over again, and majority of the videos will end up in the dark, that's pretty much the high points of that technology. That's where you're going to be in the dark. And that's what I see most of the time. I see ambient light controlled environments. And yeah, they make claims. It's not ambient light rejection technology. So. So if your product is not ambient light rejection technology, why would you go against a screen that is? Because you can't do the same demonstrations that screen can do. But that's not fair. You can't take me out there. I'm not ambient light rejection. Then you shouldn't be doing a demonstration against that technology. That's like trying to race a freaking Bugatti. You're going to complain, oh, I don't have the same high performance engine. But why would you compare yourself to that? Not saying I'm Bugatti or anything. Don't sit there and try to compare yourself of being that product if you don't even have half the technology that makes that product. Because if we go outside, which is an element, an area where I like to play at, you can't go out there because your screen's not designed for it. Then why are you trying to put yourself in my category? There you go. That's why throughout this whole demonstration, I can have my lights on and not worry about my screen washing out or fading. And you can see all the objects in my area as you're supposed to see. See how I move my camera all the way around, how bright it is all the way around. Now for you to say, oh, Ken, but you got a screen in there and it's dark in there too. Well, maybe I can fix that problem right now. Well, first I got to come out of this video because I'm actually watching a homestead video. What's my, let me see. Oh, worst nightmare. I got to find a place to put those things at. If I can find them all the time. Is this it? No, that's the wrong remote control. This thing. Oh, is this it? Yeah, I found it. You didn't see that, did you? Did you notice that, I couldn't find my remote control because it was too dark in there. So I had to turn the lights on so I could find the remote control. There you go. Demonstration done. That just shows you right there. So my screen's in there playing right now. It's sitting in the dark. If I was afraid that if I turned on the lights and my screen would wash out, right? Then I would have kept the lights out and I would continue to try to find my remote control. That's pitch black. That's black against all my furniture and that's black and try to find it. But I had the option of being able to turn my lights on and find my stuff and not worry about my screen washing out or fading. So that answers your questions why I don't have to be in the dark. Let's see. Netflix? Oh, that's a new Chromecast voice. Let me see. I did my new account in, right? I did. Oh, who lives under the ocean, under the sea? I was watching that a couple days ago. Kind of stuck in my head. That's the beautiful thing about our technology. So we got, keep in mind we have, I think that one right there, yeah, is around 4,300 lumens. And this one right here is around 1,500 lumens. Let's stand here. I can see my screen here in an angle, and I can see my screen in the next room. You see how much light is in that room around that projection screen? I don't have any dark curtains in my house, as you can see. I like a lot of window light, and that's the whole purpose, not sitting in the dark. You can make all the comments you want. At the end of the day, my technology works. Yeah, I know. It's a habit of me walking away, but now I'm not going to spend the money for a wireless mic. I just had to make sure I just stay in front of the camera when I'm talking. Usually when I'm out there running around, I'm just talking blah, 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 blah. I'm just mumbling to myself. You don't want to hear that nonsense. Nobody wants to hear that nonsense. This is me back there mumbling about stuff. That's basically about it. But I don't need a microphone to show you right there. I don't keep in mind, I don't have to speak. You can see it for yourself. Let's change this video because the fish. Yeah, the fish. We're going to do this contrast level. Because right now we got a 16,000 to 1 contrast on this projector. So let's see if we do a contrast demonstration, if any of these screens would change when being hit with a 16,000 to 1 contrast. Let's pull up the Starfield demonstration. There's the Starfield. We should go to our drawer. You're not going to be in here because I'm walking away. All right. Got our sample sheets. Let's start off with the Cinema Grade 5 3D. The fellow who claimed he has a projector. Keep in mind, if you got a projector with 1,000,000 to 1 contrast and you only got 2,600 lumens, something is really wrong there. Randomly adding specifications to your projector Funny, he never gave me the model number of the projector so I could look it up. Let me put this right here. So we get this right there so you can see. We're just going to put that contrast level at 16. So mind you, if you get a projector like this, you think, okay, I get this projector at 16,000 to 1 contrast, 16,000 to 1 contrast. I should be able to pull a contrast level off my screen. Let's go to the Dark Star 9. Dark Star 9 would have a better chance because it is a much darker screen. Dark Star 9. Trying to find darker samples. Oh, yes, yes, yes. DMP Supernova right there. Yes, I know I have one of these in around here. It's laying around somewhere. That's DMP Supernova. This is one of the darkest. I think this is the Blade. It might be the Blade. Pretty sure it's the Blade. You know that if you wanted to get a DMP Supernova and 180 inches, that it would cost you around $17,000, somewhere around that price. Whew. That's a lot. Right there. Let's see what we got on that one. All right, let's see what else we got. We have, I'm not even going to bother putting the white screen up there. We all know the outcome of that freaking nightmare. Gray Cinema 5D. All right, there we go. See, if anyone needs screen to pull contrast level, on a projector that has a 16,000 to 1 contrast level. Take the white surface and put it there. Anything there? What else do we have? Well, might as well add it in there because you know it's coming. Guess me trip on my measuring tape. And that's the. Oh, come on, stay. It's not that bad. Okay. All right. All right, so we have UV mix there. We have white paper there. Of course, white paper. I'm gonna get a bunch of white screens and show you they're all the same. Doesn't make a difference. We have a Cinema Grade 5D. We have a Paxel screen right there by Daylight Screens. We have the Cinema Grade 3D. We have the Elite Screen Dark Star 9. We have a DMP Supernova. There you go. Neither one can pull contrast. Let's go with the Sony contrast demonstration. No, I think it's a Sony. Yes. Oh. And Sony's contrast demonstration. Alarm going off. Now, if I'm going to put this back up here because they're going to keep falling off, people, and it's going to happen. Let's see, they can produce the color. They can't produce the contrast. All this is supposed to be black on here. The only way they can pretty much pull it off, you have to be in the dark. Let's drop some lights in here. How dark we can get this place. We still have the light coming from the other room. And we still got the light coming from the kitchen. That place is pretty well lit on. Then Then we got the lights under the screen. That is remote control for the lights under the screen. And we got the lights in the kitchen. Okay, I think the place dark enough, right? Oh crap, I got the lights into the freaking theater. You know what, I got enough. I'll plug just about anything in the house. I'll turn this off too. Turn off right there? Oh. There you go. If you want what that looks like, the lights up, there you go. I'll show you up close to them. Just because you're sitting in the dark doesn't mean that you're actually seeing gray. When you're hearing the screens fall off, that's what you're hearing. Yeah, they're falling off left and right. Not so much to stick next to the screen. Nothing. Now, the Paxel daylight screen was supposed to be to produce amazing contrast levels. But as you can see, our screen pulls a higher contrast level than that screen there. And that screen's about, what, $5,000 for 100-inch? That is the only way that you're going to be able to use that UV mix and show a somewhat decent contrast level. You have to be in the dark to do it. Which means this is what your environment's going to look like now. Why do you think all the demonstrations that are being done are done in the dark? That's why. This is your environment. This is what your house is going to look like. You can't do that in a fully lit environment. That screen will wash out on you. Because some people are saying, well, his screen looked pretty good in the dark. Yeah, it did look good in the dark. And that's where you're going to be at, in the dark. This is why you can't see. If I had any collectibles in here, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Look at this. This is why when you move around, you can't see anything at all, period. It's a popcorn machine right there. You know that, right? You see anything in those cabinets over there? Look at the difference. Look at the corners. Look how dark the corners are. That's the only way you're going to be able to pull up a decent contrast level. You got to be in the dark. Our screens maintain a contrast level, as you can see, and their screens completely wash out. And look at the environment. This is what you're supposed to be seeing. It's the first thing I look at when I watch somebody's demonstrations. I look at their corners, see what I can see in their environment. If everything comes up crystal clear, if I can see the baseboards on the floor, that's what I look for. I don't look at your screen. I look at your environment, because your environment tells me your whole entire story about how your technology is reacting. Let me get softwares in the way of the shot. No, you just sit up for a minute. Yeah, whatever, I don't make a difference. And that's why you sit in the dark. That's why you have to calibrate. It's all the screens, not just him. People don't think it's just him. It's not just him. All the screens do this. They have, like I said, that entire environment where that screen is set up at is set up for to make the screen look good. The lights are all positioned a certain way. They don't have them too close to the screen, but it gives the appearance that the environment is taking on, the screen's taking on light. That's what we call ambient light controlled, which means they're controlling all the light in that environment to make sure it stays away from the screen, but gives it the appearance that the screen is actually taking it in when it's not. It's the first thing they tell you. It's an excuse to them basically by saying, like, they're going to tell you the truth. Like, you call them up and say, hey, look, I want to use the screen. I want to use it in my environment. And they'll say, well, you know, you can use it in your environment, but how much square how much light you have per square inch in your environment, how much kind of lighting you're using. What does it make a difference? What kind of lighting you have in the environment? Really, the screen's like $5,000, but they'll ask you all these questions. All right, so they'll tell you, well, you have to use ambient light controlled environment to get the maximum performance of your screen, which means you're going to have to go around and equalize your lights like you're at a freaking DJ party. You're going to have to figure out exactly how to keep certain lights away from the screen, because any lights on the screen is going to disrupt the picture quality. Even if you do have a projector with a high contrast rating like the one I have right here. So that's what it's going to come down to. And then you're going to probably ask, like, what kind of projector you got. Don't tell them you got 720p. Like, oh, no, you can't use that. You have to go with something like maybe 4K or something like that. You know, best to optimize your experience, I would suggest you get a 4K projector. And the projector they're probably going to select is probably going to cost you around $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So that's already $5,000 for the screen, probably about $2 to $3,000 for your projector. And then you have to have it in an ambient light controlled environment. And then when I come and watch your demonstrations, I see this real dark Batman cave lit where you can't see the corners and it's dark here, but it's light here. And some of them do this. Some of them basically, when they want to show off certain items like movie posters, they'll have lights on those movie parts. It'll be dark every place else, but it'll be light here and light here and light here. Yeah. And when I do my demonstrations, I just come on, hit the projector at 1,000 lumens and just show you the entire environment well lit. And you can see all the stuff in my environment. Yeah, that's what it'll tell you. It's ambient light controlled environments. Ambient light control, but it's supposed to be ambient light rejection technology. That's funny. That is real funny. That's the biggest joke of the day. How are you ambient light rejection, but you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment? That doesn't make any sense. So some people use that as saying that you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment by basically just saying, well, here's the deal. You call them up and say, hey, look, I have this much lighting. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because if you put that much lighting in that environment, our screens are definitely not going to be able to perform. So we need you to put it in this environment so it can function better. It's just a cop-out by saying that your technology doesn't function correctly. So you make up some kind of protocol to feed the people by saying, hey, it has to be ambient light controlled to use it. That's bull. You should be able to use it any place. That's not an ambient light controlled environment. That's just my lights on. That's my everyday environment right there. There's no adjusting the lights. I don't turn off this light and then have a lamp here and a lamp here and a lamp back over here to give it the appearance that it's ambient light projection. That's an overhead lamp surrounded by a bunch of windows. So that's just a way of them just telling you that you'll spend $5,000 for this, but you can't do this, that, and that, and you need that. Same thing when somebody tells you that their screen paint's not ambient light rejection. That's just saying that, hey, if you turn this thing on, when the lights are on and your screen washes out, guess what? It's not ambient light rejection. If I tell you my technology is ambient light rejection, I'll show you a demonstration outside. Now, I don't know 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 projector. I'll use one of those old relics upstairs and I'll show you that demonstration outside and say, look, this is called ambient light rejection technology. This is what it should be. That's why we have our own name under our own technology, because we have that right, because we've done demonstrations that other companies cannot back up. I can call my technology whatever I want to call it because I can go outside and do demonstrations that they can't do. Oh, and by the way, as I told the guy, this is an elite screen. You do know that, right? This screen is actually an elite screen. So this is an elite screen coated with our technology going against another elite screen. Mind-blowing. So it just goes that if they were to buy my technology, right, this technology would be coded to their surface. And they would have a screen that would have this kind of technology to be able to outperform the Darkstar 9, which is a $3,000 screen. So if that screen costs $3,000 sitting over there, what do you think would happen if they take my technology and embed it into their screens? What do you think it would cost them? A lot higher than $3,000. That's why I told you the price I sell this stuff for is pretty much giving it away. And people want to say, oh, I saved you hundreds. No, that's these thousands of dollars you're looking at. It's just true fact. You're looking at an elite screen that's coated with black technology, right? You're looking at their Great Cinema 5D, their Great Cinema 3D, and the Darkstar 9. Darkstar 9 is $3,000 for a 100-inch. This is a 135-inch screen that would cost you around $187. That screen right there in the corner would cost you $3,000. Yeah, I got powers, you know. You found out I have powers now. Anyway, so that screen right there would cost you $3,000. So we take an Elite screen, we coat it with our black technology, and we use it to outperform their top screen at $3,000. So one day, when somebody CEO over at Elite Screen goes, well, you know what? We'll contact this fellow and see if he wants to sell the rights to that technology so we can embed that coating onto our screens, because this was their all-white screen, at $264. You know how much money their company would save if they were to go out and redo all their white screens with this technology? You know how much money they would make? I can take one of their old cheapest white screens that they have, and I can coat it and use it to beat their top screen right there. I could do it with a projector that would cost me $75. So consider the fact that one of these days, one of these companies is going to pop up and drop a lot of money in my lap. But would I take it? Will I take it? Nah, I don't take it. Because that means I can't do this every day. And I like doing this. You know, sometimes there's some things in life that are worth more than money. You don't understand that. There are some things in life that are worth more than money. And being able to get up every morning and just, you know, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to tell you it is what it is. You got to understand what you're looking at, man. You got to understand it's more than just a black screen. It's the ability to be able to paint a high performance screen. That's why we use these high performance sample sheets. That mix right there, that's really nothing. That's just basically just showing that their technology is just better. But these screens right here, it's just basically just showing you that you can paint your own high performance screen. You can paint a screen that would cost you less than $3,000. But I guarantee you, if Elite Screens put this coating on their technology, especially all their cheap white screens, those screens would go from $264 to maybe about $7,000 or $8,000 easily. And they got a class of people that will pay for it. You may not pay for it, I might not pay for it, but somebody's paying for it, because if they weren't, they wouldn't still be in business. It's like when you go look at these expensive cars and think, who the right in their freaking mind would pay for this? Somebody's paying for it. The company's still there. They're not bankrupt and they're making a ton of money. But somebody's buying those cars. You always find a class that'll buy them. So that's why I think it's unfair when, you know, you got people like the guy said, I got money. Well, it's good for you to have money, but you got some people out there that can't afford $3,000 and $4,000 for a projection screen. It's too much money. So this evens the playing field. This is why we developed this technology. When somebody says, I'm saving you hundreds, no, that's proof right there. We save you thousands of dollars all over this screen, besides this one right here. We'll take this off right here. So you already know that this is not going to pick up a contrast level, even at 15,000 or 16,000 contrast. This is not going to pick it up. It's not with the lights on. You're better off using that product in the dark. You have to use it in the dark. What he should have did was, he really can't, you can't market it as that either. You can't market it either. People sometimes they want to market a product as a dedicated home theater paint, but you can't do that either, because even in the dark, these screens come up gray. All right, so let's take these two right here. These are two darkest screens. We can do this one and this one right here, right? Two darkest screens. Let's let me see. Quick. from around the house, which I mean. The screen should be reacting. The screen should be reacting the same way with the lights on. It should be reacting with the lights off. Not used to being used in this kind of lighting. Let's check the color balance and see what we got. Projector on a 1080p projector. Let's see what kind of colors they pull up. See if they can pull up a proper red. Nope. And this is a full 1080p projector. I bet you've never even seen demonstrations on these screens done this way. I've never seen. I've watched a lot of these particular screens. Well, this one right here is that's a white screen right there. Just to let you know, anybody who's using a white screen and you're using a projector that has maybe a high contrast rating, you're thinking that's going to alter or change your contrast, it's just not going to do it. And see what it is this is why you don't see this. Because usually when they test out these high performance screens, they do it against a white screen. They don't do it against a black screen. They do it against a white screen. So of course, these screens are going to produce a better image next to a white screen. All right? That's just going to happen automatically. But if I were to take their technology and put it behind black technology, then you would see the flaws in their screens. You would see the color wash out and fade. You would see the contrast levels drop. They'll be to produce high white levels, probably higher than our technology, but you would see the huge flaws in the screen. The reason why you don't see that is because when they do their demonstrations, they do it against a white screen. And I told you before, anything can beat a white screen. Now, what they should be doing their demonstrations against other gray screens, which I'll be doing that today also too on that black silver, that interesting gray technology we developed. We'll be doing that screen against all the other gray screens at one hit to see which screen produces higher contrast and so forth. You're supposed to test your technology against something close enough to it. Now, when we do our black screens, I had to do black blackout cloth, black paint. I try to find other black projection screens. I haven't found any that were actually jet black. But I'm just trying to find other surfaces, vinyl, stuff like that. And what I do is we put all this together because just in case somebody gets an idea, maybe I'll use a black bed sheet or I'll use that. Maybe I get the same results. Like I said, any black surface is going to produce contrast. The problem with black screens, they have to produce a high enough white level. But the reason why you never see these demonstrations, these screens react this way, because when they do their demonstrations, they will always do it against a white screen. The Paxco, if I'm saying it correctly or incorrectly, do apologize. But when I watched their demonstration, they did it against a white screen. And I'm looking like, okay, anything can beat a white screen. That's nothing impressive right there. Mind you, that right there is a white sheet of paper right there. So that's kind of freaky when that's a white sheet of paper and that's coming up almost the same color as a white piece of paper. And this is with the lights out. When we do the lights on, our screen still maintains a solid blue when the screens still continue to wash out. Same thing with the red. Maintains a bright red level. Now, if I were to take my screen out of the equation, bring in an all-white screen and do the demonstration again, you will see where these screens have the higher advancement over the white screen. They'll produce better contrast and better color and brighter, beautiful images than the white screen. But you put black technology behind it, and these screens automatically become the white screens. That's preposterous. No, it's not preposterous. It's definitely true. We're watching it right now. either. I'm not bored, but you know. And look how bright the white screen is. I mean, our black technology next to those screens. Look how you got to appreciate the white levels of a 12. It produces very good white levels for a black screen. This is ambient light projection technology. This is what we're using right now. Real ambient light projection technology. We can maintain contrast, color, white levels, even in a fully lit environment. What can you paint? Anything you want. All right, let's do some more colors. Got sky blue. Let's see if we can bring up a dark green. What kind of colors we got here going on? 10 hours of color changing screens. Oh, that's interesting. This is pretty cool. We got to do this one. It's going to change the color of the screen. So instead of camouflaging all the colors together, you'll get a chance to see each one by one, come up on that screen and see how these screens are actually really reacting to color in the dark. Now, this right here is another screen paint mix by someone you're familiar with. So the darkest he has is a UV, right? That's the darkest he has. Anything under the UV, it's going to react even worse. Close, we have the UV mix. That's Crow's screen paint mix right there. It's a lighter version of it. So anything under that screen, which would be about that complexion or more, it's going to fall by the same fate of any one of these. And look how close that is to a white screen. Very close. This is usually what they do in their demonstrations. Just pretend my screen is not even here at all, right? Take the dark star 9 and put it here. All right, now, look how the dark star 9 looks against the white screen. This is how they test their screens out. So of course you see a big difference, like, well, look at the big difference between the white screen and the dark star 9. Look at the contrast level. Just pretend my screen's not here. It's not here at all. This is how they test their technology out against a white screen. And the contrast looks really good there. But if you were to take it off and you were to stick it against a black screen, then you'd basically see the screen starting. Oh, really? Hard to do demonstrations when nothing will stick to my screen. Nothing sticks to these screens, I'm telling you. There we go. Let's put you in here. Hopefully that sticks. There you go. So of course, if you put this screen, which is a dark screen, against a white screen, it's going to produce a higher contrast level than the white screen. That's easy. But if you take the dark screen and you put it against a black screen, which is screen being black and that being dark gray, the black screen is going to produce a higher contrast level. That's why they really shouldn't test their screens against a white screen, because literally anything will beat a white screen. I mean, heck, you can take this right here. This is Crow's UV, and you can stick this against a white screen right here. Anything will beat a white screen. So someone says, hey, look, this is my screen paint right here next to a white screen. Look at the difference in the contrast levels. Color here and there. Look at the color on this thing right here. And this is supposed to be, this is a jet black screen. See how those colors pop? And that projector behind me cost me $200. That's it. It's not 4K. It's about 1080p. That's it. That's my screen in the kitchen. All right, so let's take down this. Having that there. Let me see. What I do here. Oh yeah, political commercial. All right, stare at that for a while. I'm gonna go dance in the middle of the floor. I'm thinking, okay. Now, like I said, I do this because when the lighter screens, because people are going to say, well, Ken, you know, it's easy because your screen's jet black. Of course, you're going to pull a higher contrast level. That's given. It's going to happen. But like I'm showing you, there we show you bright colors. So that way you can see the difference between our technology and theirs and how high a white level our screens can pull up. This is not a brighter image. That's a faded image. It's washed out. So all this time someone's been telling you, oh, no, that's a brighter, you're getting a much brighter image. No, that's a faded image. Because when you put on straight red, that washes out completely. Or blues, it washes out completely. That's why I don't show those color patterns. That washes out. This is a washed out image you're looking at. Now look at this, okay? Look at the Paxel. See how, that's how it blends into our screen? This is a $5,000 screen. It's a professional certified projection screen. See how it blends into our technology? Look at that. But this is supposed to be the better screen, but yet this is a $5,000 certified screen. This is where I'm telling you that, you know, this guy is telling you information that's not right. And I'm going to say right now, I don't care if he gets mad or not, that's Crow's Mix right there. Now, if he's telling you in a demonstration that, okay, next to his technology, you see how bright my image looks, right? This is not certified. This is house paint. Now, you look at this right here. This is a certified screen by Daylight Screens. You see how it blends to our technology? So our technology blends it. But look at this. Look how it looks compared to that. That's a faded, washed out image. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at a brighter image, look at a faded image. Look at the Dark Star 9, $3,000 projection screen. It kind of look the same. Dark Star 9, $3,000 projection screen. See how it blends to our technology? See how this screen looks like this? That's not a brighter image you're getting. You're getting a washed out, faded image. That's what you're getting. But he would have you believe that you're getting a brighter image. You're not getting a brighter image. That's why these screens are certified and they blend our screen. And that screen right there is washed out. Now you see it? You take your focus off and you look at this, and now you look at that and you see how washed out it is. Put this over here for a minute. Now you can see it. But before you couldn't see it at first because there's no black technology behind the screen. But now you can see it. It's a faded image. That's what you got. Now, if I'm going to turn out my lights, keep in mind his screen. Oh, let me show you this real quick. This is going to be a kicker right here. All right. I don't think he's going to like this one, but he's got to see it anyway. See how bright that screen is to my black technology, right? Now watch this. My screen can produce a high enough white level to blend into his screen. And my screen's jet black. We'll take his UV mix, right? Let me cover this up real quick. Cover this up once you see this. I told him that this screen right here could blend all his screens in one hit, no problem. This is his UV mix right here. All right? There's no science behind it at all. So we got one screen that's a dark gray, one screen's kind of a light gray, right? Okay? Now watch this. We're mimicking his technology that fast. So we mimicked the Paxo, we mimicked the Dark Star 9, blended all their screens, but my screen is far darker than their screens. But my screen's able to pull or heighten a white level high enough to basically come out just as bright. And as for the UV mix, we can cloak that one completely with no problem. So how does a black screen cloak a dark gray screen perfectly? I'll let y'all stare at that for a while. Yeah. Oop, I want to show that. We're not doing politicals. We'll put that on the screen in the next room. They did that turn down for what? Can't pull contrast. That's why the demonstrations are done in the dark. It's the whole purpose. All right, we'll take the UV mix off because I've seen this demonstration also done against my product, stating that our technology was too dark and that it couldn't pull the image was so dark that you couldn't see it. So we're taking this lightest screen paint we have here. You already see what with the star field. Let's go with the color patterns. Oh, and wait. Let's before we do all that, let's put a white sheet of paper. White sheet of paper next to it. You don't have to have ambient light projection technology to have a screen that has a poor contrast level. You don't have to have that. So if you claim that it's lighter gray screen paints are not ambient light projection, that has nothing to do with the screen's color capability. And it's very close to matching a white sheet of paper. So if the UV mix doesn't have the ability to pull contrast levels, what makes you think anything underneath that's going to be the poor contrast level? It's going to come out like a white sheet of paper. You're just better off to sit in the side of your wall. That's it. Right, see, they won't show you this. They'll never show you, even with the big high-end screens, they'll never show you color patterns like this. They can't show you this. And they're not going to show you against a black screen. They're going to show you against a white screen. As again, like I said, anything is going to beat a white screen. It just is. It's going to produce, any one of these screens are going to produce better color besides the white screen. And what they do is they take in that dark environment, they'll put up that high power projector, and they'll show you a mix of colors all over the screen and all that camouflage. You can't see what colors are what. All you're seeing is these beautiful colors flash back and forth. But if I take all that out and I just give you the solid color, now you can see what your projector is really seeing when it comes to color. Is your projector giving you deep blues, or is it giving you faded blues? Is it giving you deep reds, or is it giving you faded reds? What are you getting from your projector for real? Now, if I'm wrong about this, and this product does do what it's supposed to do, it can produce these deep red colors, then he wouldn't mind, basically, he has my product anyway, doing that demonstration, painting it, and doing the demonstration the same way I just did it. Whoop, he just left. Okay, I'm gonna do that. You know, we realized that the entire time I'm doing this demonstration, I'm sticking heavy-duty Velcro against my screen. And every time one of these samples rip off, you would think my screen would rip or tear, but it doesn't. I told you stuff embeds itself into the surface. But that's heavy Velcro. Right here. Heavy-duty Velcro that I'm sticking against my screen over and over again and pulling off my screen. No, actually, this is an Elite screen. This is PVC. This is an Elite screen. That's what they are. These are all Elite screens, except for the one upstairs. I only have one screen in the house that's not Elite. And the one in the kitchen is not Elite screen. No, this is Elite screen. This is PVC. As a matter of fact, I ordered a 92-inch. No, it doesn't. It doesn't cause any problems with the screen. At all, period. The product we make is designed to paint on any coating, any surface you want. Without you worrying about your screen washing out or fading or any of that other stuff, you know what I mean? This is definitely got to be one of those political commercials. I don't know what that's going on. Oh, Infinity. Right, it's playing up. See, these are all PVC screens. This is, oh yeah, all PVC. Angle gain, all the way over. So when I test my screens, I have to be able to walk around the environment, which means I should be able to move anywhere in the environment and still see the screen. From anywhere I turn, that screen is supposed to pull up. Because you have screens called have a narrow viewing cone, which means what happens is that when you turn to the side, the screen automatically turns to dark. If I walk into this door and I'm walking in, I should be able to see that screen. If I lean to the side from here, pull the angle this way, I should be able to see that screen. Anywhere I move, I should be able to see that screen. Come from this room here. Come back over here to the kitchen. On to the next room. See that screen right there? That's made out of cardboard. It's made out of shipping boxes and contact paper. That's using the Optima GT56 in there, on here. This is my Optima GT56 screen right here, and that's on cardboard right there on my ultra short throw. That's on contact paper. So I want the contact paper to blend in with my countertop for this setup right here. And this is actually stuck to the wall by using Velcro. So the screens are all taped together using sheets of cardboard, using what do you call it? Frog tape. And then it's covered in contact paper so the cardboard doesn't buckle or warp. Painted over it. Put the frog tape around the corners so it would have so it would match the granite top right here. Peeled it off, done. Well, and that's my short throw screen right there. So it's right next to the window. Lights on here, and I can watch my screen with no problem. Now see where I'm standing at? You should be able to see that screen with no problem. All that lighting, you should be able to see it. I should be able to watch it without that screen fading out. The colors should be bright, they should be vivid, nothing should fade out. Oh yeah, definitely a good use for Amazon boxes. As a matter of fact, you got me thinking now. I'm gonna have to build me a screen. I built a few screens. Actually, those are postal shipping boxes right there. But the Amazon boxes, I get a ton of those. That's a really good idea. You know what? I'm gonna build me a screen, make it out of Amazon boxes. Amazon box projection screen. Yes, I'm gonna build one. I'm gonna build a pretty cool one. Build it might be a 60-inch. We'll build a 60-inch out of all boxes. Because as much stuff as I order, I should have enough here to do it. That's a good idea. And we just leave the box, leave the back of it plain where it just says Amazon on the back of it. Or what I should do is I should build me like one of those retro TVs, you know what I mean? Make the square box first, right? Build the retro TV, put the rabbit ears on the top, and then we'll just basically cut out a little area right here. And then what I could do is I can make it rear projection, or I can put a projector behind it, or I can make it front projection. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna go about that. I might do a rear projection, little retro box TV with the rabbit ears on the back of it and the little stands on the bottom. Make it all out of cardboard. That's a good idea, man. You know, I'm definitely gonna build that one. Okay, now, yeah, you got me thinking now. Thank you so much for it. Thank you so much. I gotta build that one now. I'm gonna use that, now what kind of coating I'm gonna use? I might use the 12 black. Or I can use it, since TVs back then were kind of a dark gray, I can use basically the spray-on version of the black silver. Retro Amazon TV. Thank you so much, my man. That's a good idea. What's your name right here? You got under? Jason Cook. Jason Cook. I'm gonna give you full credit for that. Every time I advertise that TV, I'm gonna say your name. Yeah, I have the Fire Stick. Right there. I got the Fire Stick running through there. Yeah, I'm ordering another one. Yeah. You know what? Thank you for the new project. Thank you, Jason Cook. So Jason Cook is the one who came with the idea to build the Amazon Retro TV with a Fire Stick in the back of it. That's what we're gonna build. So we'll start working on that project. I gotta get more boxes in. So I got a bunch of boxes coming in today, so I should be good. I should be good. Got a bunch of orders coming today, so we should be good on that one. That's a good idea. I'm gonna give you full credit for it, Jason, just to let you know. When I advertise in the YouTube video, I'm gonna put it down that you basically came up with the idea for it. The Amazon Retro TV with the Fire Stick. All right, I'm out of here. I gotta go. I get the rest of these orders taken care of for you guys. If you're interested in ordering the screen paint, if you place your order today, like I said, everything will be shipping out on Thursday. With that being said, those of you who have been waiting for tracking numbers, just received your tracking numbers, so you're good to go. Those tracking numbers will activate on Thursday. I got to get out of it real quick. I've got much more orders to do. I'm going to start drawing up the blueprints for that TV by Jason Cook, and we're going to do that demonstration pretty soon. So I just got to get a few things together to start working on that. Thank you so much, my man, for that idea. Amazing idea. I have to go, and God bless.